Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I appreciate the fact that we're continuing our hearings about anti-Semitism in higher education because it continues to be a persistent problem that we see far too often. My first question is for Dr. Lyons. This is the Education and Workforce Committee. We just heard from the last questioner on our side of the aisle about the relationship with the union UAW Local 4811 at the UC system and how they have been engaging in explicitly political activity demanding divestment from Israel. And you've said that you don't support that. So what guardrails is the university going to put in place to make sure that collective bargaining is not used to push foreign policy demands?
I'm not an expert in collective bargaining, but demands can be made. The other side of any negotiation is free to make demands. I think the position of the University of California has been clear and will continue to be clear.
The gentleman will suspend. All in attendance are reminded, in accordance with Rule 11, Clause 4 of the House of Representatives, to observe standards of dignity, propriety, courtesy, and decorum traditionally observed by the House and this committee. The chair notes that there is this disturbance that takes place, but this committee will continue and will complete its planned hearing. I now recognize the gentleman from Pennsylvania to continue.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I would just go back to the questioning here. They can certainly make demands, but in a negotiation, if the administration stakes out a very clear position that they will not be accepting of foreign policy considerations being forced into a union negotiation, obviously that would help your leverage in this process and make it less likely that those things would go forward. Is that something that you're going to be willing to do?
I just want to double underscore that the University of California position is that we will not be boycotting Israel or any country. That is my understanding of an already well-stated and clarified position. In any event, I can speak for myself, which is all I can speak for in response to your question, and the answer is yes, that position is that we should not go in that direction.
Thank you. Next, I'll go to Dr. Matos Rodríguez. And this is relating to the unions that are representing some of your faculty and staff on your campus. We have heard, and there was a Wall Street Journal opinion article just from last week, how labor unions are feeding the anti-Semitism on campus. And the unfortunate incidents where members of the faculty and staff from Israel to gain the representation that they seek in a union are being forced to sign up with a union that holds explicitly anti-Israel positions. And so I would like to understand what you might be willing to do to help those faculty and staff because of that exclusive representation provision. How do they accurately express their views in a college setting and make sure that the union, who is their representative, is not running counter to their own interests?
Thank you for your question. Our first responsibility is to make sure that in our campuses, the freedom to express your opinion is preserved, and individuals might have different perspectives as the ones you commented in your question need to be.
Suspend. Time of. I don't know if it's appropriate, but I was expecting that one. I now recognize the gentleman to continue his questioning.
Having said that, the other part of that is that we expect everybody to conduct themselves, every faculty, staff member, and student at the City University of New York with the utmost level of professionalism and to abide by all our policies. So our role is to make sure that we make those policies clear, that we make everybody understand that they have to abide by them, and if anybody breaks them, that we investigate and take the appropriate action. So that would be our role in making sure that the policies against any kind of discrimination, against any kind of harassment are not tolerated.
And that's fine, I understand that. What is the recourse for an individual faculty member if the representative body is a union that holds explicitly positions that run counter to their own interests? Can that person go around that exclusive representation? Would you support that?
Those individuals have the resources available to them privately. What we can do is make sure that the voice of the City University of New York, as I mentioned to you, no tolerance of anti-Semitism, North Star of safety, that everybody in the university understands that and is safe to be able to.
So would you
express.
negotiate a contract with an individual not in the union?
That is not something that we are allowed to do by law.
But would you support that? Because again, if the only representative body is one that is anti-Israel and this faculty member is from Israel, you're putting that person in a catch-22.
We are clear about what the positions of the university are. I have been very clear about my opposition to BDS, and I have traveled to Israel with our presidents and deans to show that it's not just a statement, that we are building bridges and connecting with universities and cultural organizations there. Our role is to make sure that we put together what the vision of the university is, and in labor has, they're independent, so that they don't speak for the
Gentleman's
university.
time has expired. I now recognize the gentleman from Florida, Mr. Fine.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to be